is premier, superior in the Quran. Imam Musa is perfect for managing, skill, leadership, and all of that. He done knocked everybody, and plus he unifies everybody. No matter what conference we have, no matter who's there, when he walks in, he makes everybody feel like a part of the same family. I've been doing that for over a decade. For 15, 16 years then. So why, look at the South Africans now, out of the two things that he mentions, the Quran, Muhammad al-Asr, and me, management, leadership. What did they come out with in South Africa right after that? The Tafsir of the Quran. They did, think about it, Muhammad al-Asr's stuff, right? Tell the truth. And everybody in here probably has volume 1. And you can't give away volume 2, 3, 4. I've got stacks of them down there now. Why? Because when you read it, some of it is very nice. But you know there's no experience in that. It's intellectual. So, to move ahead, Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui told people in private, we need to be balanced. The intellectual, keep an eye open approach, and the leadership, the management, somebody that can unify, coordinate, and direct stuff, can make everybody feel at home. You can see the takbirs, everybody, it's black South Africans there, black Sudanese, but the people are white people, people of color, all kind of people at this conference, you know. Indians, half Indians, coloreds, everything, right? But everybody feels at home. But they didn't go that route. They systematically tried to destroy me, take me off the picture, eliminate poor Imam Musa, right? Remember when I was having all that fitna in California? And I was telling you call Zafar and all that? He wouldn't return calls, would he? He would, if we're on the same team, just think about it. And people are drawing guns, people are trying to get me to move on their terms. And they think it's going to work because they say, if we could harass Imam Jamil and maybe make him do something, if we do it to this nigga, they very similar. If we challenge him and come out talking crazy and sticking our finger in his face, and even had the fat girl bump up against me like she tough, and all that stuff twice, actually punched me twice and bumped up against me once, you can see it, one of them on camera. He's going to respond. But remember our teaching on delay. Same thing with Yaqub Zaki in 97. I agreed with him. But the battle, we are not strategically situated to combat it. We can't stop it. The momentum is on their side. The people, the money, everything is on their side. You and I, talking about myself and Yaqub Zaki, I never told him that I agreed with him 100%. I hope he sees this stuff. I hope he's still alive. And he realized, hey man, Musa was with me all the time. I was with him. But I didn't, like all the other stuff, you fight battles. The main thing is stay focused on what you're doing, and you choose your battlefield. And one of the gifts of a great general like Napoleon is what the white folks call coup d'oeil. That means a general, a commander can walk on the battlefield and see all the benefits and all the drawbacks right away, right? And arrange his army to take benefit from all of the benefits. Take advantage of all the benefits and nullify all the benefits that they have in people, material, and everything else, and come out with something. This is what Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui knew from all our conferences. we have Arabs, we have Persians, we have Africans, we have all kind of people. The only person that they know that could make everybody feel like one family was me. Therefore, the approach that they had was, and I looked at it, I said, well, where are we going from here? So next time we had a conference, they had Muhammad al-Asi bring all of his writings. And then finally, almost a decade later, I'm ready to finally just kick the door in at the board meeting. And all my notes is ready. And guess what? Afif Khan tells me, yeah, I'm getting ready to make a PowerPoint presentation to the board. For what? To totally fund and double up on everything on this tafsir of Quran. Therefore, it won't be any money for your pet projects. See what I mean? They manage it. They dirty. These guys here. Now, I'm telling you, these boys here use every cutthroat tactic in the book, and it didn't work. The reason it don't work because they went to school and they punks. They punks. They had to live in South America and Colombia where they'll cut your throat for $50. And every decision you make, you can't be no dummy. First of all, any of y'all that don't know, you can't be no dummy to go down to no South America and set up no organization, send the dope back to America and then get it distributed. You can't do that unless you're smart. They're a little tough too. You gotta be a little, you can't, you know, they lie a little bit about Scarface and all that, but it ain't that big a lie how they be blowing niggas up down in Colombia. You read the newspapers and the Zetas. I'll talk about that later. All the people in Mexico. And my second home, first home is Colombia, second home is Mexico. And I'm still alive. And my home is Culiacan. Read the thing on Culiacan. Anybody? Culiacan. Look what it says. It's the drug center of the Western world. And it always has been. And that's my home. Tres Rios. 3 rivers that run through the town. Shoot. The reason that they can't do nothing is because they punks. They went to school and they're going to try to hoodwink a nigga born in the South in 1945. And they don't know nothing about a nigga being able to drag his feet and slow talk when they think they smart, like them yellow niggas in Oakland, abdul-Alim, and they think they slick. And I just shuffle my feet, because he's thinking white, all of them, Sister Bahia included. Round fingers, round nose, big lips, dumb. Pointed nose, niggas. Light-skinned and smart. Curly hair, that's the way they think. All of them niggas think like that. They got it down. So, me, big lips, round, all that. So I play that game on them. That's why we trap everybody. We trap everybody with their own thinking. We didn't invent nothing. That's the way we fool the white man think this, that. What does he think about it? Well, they think that this nigga is just a talker, so we just gonna do. So all of them. That's why at the end of this period, they was trying to ease me out, ease Abdul-Malik in, and all of that, because remember, Sister Bahia is down there telling me. I'm telling you how I studied, how hooked up was this. I'm dealing with the Iranians. And one of them, the big shots, is telling me, now don't tell anybody this. You know why he's telling me that? Because when we would go, I know that I was being totally monitored. So, when I I would go right and tell Sister Bahia. Because Sister Bahia would tell Abdul-Malik, and all the police would know everything, right? So I wanted to trace it back. So the Iranian, when I'm getting ready to get a divorce, right? But we don't have a divorce now. I live at the bottom, they live at the top. That's 31 ways to divorce. Now don't you know that a nigga can figure out a way. And if it's 31 ways to do something, he can figure out ain't talking about a nigga in Sharia and fiqh. Hey man, it's like rolling dice. You can do anyway and still be Islamic. Anyway, so the way I wanted to make sure the Iranian connection, the uncle, I'm gonna get to it because this may take a while today, the Uncle Tom, the Iranians. The Iranians had sold out here. And remember the conference that I had in 1990, remember I showed you the paperwork? From 1990 in New York. Dr. Kamal Karazi, the first time I said that diplomacy was like a sewer. Now I said it again in 2007 or 8 in Chicago at the Angelin Conference. But that's when I realized that the Iranians had went bad. Not the good ones, but the ones that had taken over the Iranian institutions here in America. They had taken over the Daftar, right down now. They had taken over the mission at the UN. They had taken over the Bunyad Mustadafin Foundation, which they later called Alavi Foundation. They had taken over. So there was no way that they were supposed to link anything I said to Sister Bahia with Iranians. So I run into her, and when I'm getting ready to get a divorce a couple of years ago, you know what the Iranians do in Iran? With the handkerchief head ones? They say, well, we're gonna give your whole family a whole month in Iran. We want you to see all the sights, and you're gonna bring your whole family. We got a big house for you, a driver. They do that stuff, you know, to try to keep the family together. Because Bahia is a snitch, they don't want the snitch to go. You don't have to worry about the snitch. The snitch is trapped. Sister Bahia is trapped. I can get rid of her anytime I want. She's trapped. She got to sit there, and I'm sitting right here every day saying for the last 2 years, Sister Bahia is a snitch. Right? And she ain't left yet. Can you imagine? Hey man, I don't want to backtrack. You know, on the account that they handed over to Mukhtar, there's about $100,000. Now, on the account, I had Sakina, my daughter, was assigning, so in case anything happened to me. I said, if anything happened to me, you take 50 and you give it, take 50 yourself and give 50 to the other, to Fatima, just in case. So everybody knows that. When they called me on the phone from California and they're working out all this trickery, and finally when the news comes that the money is taken out and given to Mukhtar, which we'll get back about maybe 40 million, something like that. This is illegal. But now we've got engineers to do that. That's one thing. You know, nobody even batted an eye. I didn't you. If you was on an account and you got 100 coming, or 50 for you and 50 for your sister, right, and your daughters was on the account, wouldn't you be, wait a minute, they can't do that. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't, of course, wait a minute. And might be skinny now, she's still ugly. If you a fool, you can't fix up. You can't lose no weight and try to get pretty. If you ugly, you just be a skinny, ugly person. And if you stupid and fat, you just be a stupid, skinny person. These people is crazy. That stuff is true. But I'm trying to link and show you that everything is all linked into the same thing. Sister Bahia told the rest of the people all of this foolishness. And so that's when they contrived a total program. We got to neutralize the Negro, and they started in California, and they started here in the 2002 conference. They all had it worked out. They thought we'll get rid of the nigger now. And I went along with it. I just was shuffled on like I don't know nothing. I'm an old Southern nigga that don't know nothing. That's the way you travel. It's easy to travel.
Tell about that story real quick about the guy that was in Congress. Remember the old guy was in Congress?
Yeah, the last, y'all call it, they call it Reconstruction. And they was interviewing this black congressman, one of the last ones. This was in about 1901. And they asked him, Mr. So-and-so, in your days in Congress, you voted correctly on every bill that was good for your people. How did you do it? And you can't read and you can't write. He said, well, my old master was up in the front row. His master had run for Congress down in Dixie, and he won. He said, I sat behind him. Every time he raised his hand, I kept mine down. If he kept his hand down, I raised mine. Don't make no difference what it was. Therefore, and he did, think about it, he was right on every occasion for his people, because he knew that his master was going to vote wrong for his people, for us every time. Or wrong for the poor people, you know what I mean? Wrong for poor, wrong. And if the old white man didn't vote for it, he raised his hand. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about. We're talking about a budget for the misappropriation of American Indians and the tribes of this, that. He knew who he was talking about. I'm for that. The white man was against it. We ain't giving nobody no Indian. We took their land. He tried to get rid of it, right? That was, that's basically the same tactic we can use, you know, most of the time. That's what I told the Iranians. Now I'm going to get to the subject. Our policy is nonviolent resistance, and we're going through a policy of nonviolent resistance training. You know, in civil rights, they had the training, Reverend Joseph Lowry and all of them, they trained the people how to get spit on, slapped upside the head, hot coffee poured on you, Pepsi Cola poured on you, and they didn't respond. People calling them niggas and everything. Okay. Our program is nonviolent resistance also. But our program of nonviolent resistance is nonviolent resistance, but we establish alternative institutions, which we always have, but now it's a new level. Alternative institutions are, if you want to help the white folks solve the heroin or opiate problem, we speak to them in West Virginia about the churches and those institutions helping their own people. Don't depend on the government, right? If we want to solve the problems in America and all the neighborhoods, suppose we need drug treatment programs, suppose the homeless, right? Suppose the churches and the Masjid go back to exactly the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and back to the time of Jesus. What did Jesus do? Who was he with? Sermon on the Mount. The poor, the meek will inherit the earth. All the prophets came, especially when we talk about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The hadith says that he said that when I'm raised up, I want to be raised up with who? The poor. Jesus came to heal the sick, raise the dead, and cast out devils. Cast out devils mean mental problems or psychological stuff. That's what his job was. Now, can the churches and the Masjid solve the problem of housing, homelessness, and all of those issues, drug addiction programs in America? Do they have enough money? Do they have the people? And do they have the ideology to do it? Yes. Love your neighbor as your brother. The Christians have it. Do they have enough churches? Just think. Do we have enough churches to take in a drug treatment program on every block in D.C. and every neighborhood in the United States? Yes, we do. Do we have enough money? Yes, we do. All we do is ask the preachers and the choir in every church. Tell the truth. They got the junior choir, the senior choir, the over-the-hill choir, and each one of them have their own personal uniform that probably costs $500 each, right? So instead of making a joyful noise to the Lord, right? The churches don't do nothing Jesus did, neither do the Masjid, right? That's why the FBI was so mad when I said, hey man, we got the property across the street, all we're going to do is, we're going to go on and hook up transitional housing. What's that? I said, brothers got prison. You going to do that? I said, yeah. Why? And I was thinking, why? Of course I knew. They were saying, you could train terrorists. So man, y'all go after yourself. Man, y'all are stupid. I'm telling you, that's what I told the feds. Because I asked for a meeting. I called it conflict resolution. I think I made, so I said, hey man, how about we just get together and have a chat? So they called me back, you can come down Monday, because I called them on Friday, right after June. Then they called right back and said, you think we can do this in a couple of weeks? I said, sure. So they put all their package. When I come down there, and they put me in the room right there, that's 4th Street, right down there. It wasn't a big FBI office down there, it was the other one over there. So, when I walked in there, you remember the room on Salt? Remember the movie Salt when Angelina Jolie was in, and they put this Russian agent in the room, in the interrogation room, and they had something on his brain where they could tell this guy telling the truth. Hey man, well they put me in that room down there, and we was talking. I don't know whether they had some phone in their ear or what, but they knew every time I was telling the truth. And then they said, they wanted to test me. They said, well, if somebody was going to do something, would you tell us? I said, hell no. I said, y'all worse than that. They thought maybe I was coming down and I had enough of them. And I was finding a Negro way to become a talented. Yeah, that's what they thought. I said, hell no. Okay. I said, hell no. I said, y'all worse than anybody. I said, y'all troublemakers, y'all causing all of that. So anyway, I felt that I was like in that type of room. So they could tell 100% exactly when I rolled my eyes and I leaned up and I said, man, and I was telling them they in trouble and y'all ought to, you know what I mean, listen to the brother. And
Repent.
Then they come out with all the newsletters. They said, so you want reparations for what we've done to you? I said, yeah. It says, so it says $5 million or something. I said, well, let's start there. So they said, so it's negotiable. I said, yeah, well, it's, you start at 5, you know what I mean? You know, I ain't hard to get along with. They were serious, you know what I mean? Because we know who they are, they know who they are, we know what we're talking about. Now they get in public, I don't know what they're talking about. But we know exactly, because we've been together a long time.
Get in public is plausible denial.
So anyway, this stuff about nonviolent resistance, we have to train ourselves in nonviolent resistance. This is very important. That's why in Oakland, you got to remember, it was several events. The first event, Mukhtar called the police on my sons because they done punched hole in all my tires. I showed y'all all those pictures. I don't know if y'all saw those pictures. Okay. So in my van, they done punched all the holes. So I moved the van down to the school. It's got a fence and everything. So my son keep them dogs, and you can have guard dogs, you know, or hunting dogs too. Just when you let the dog go, you have to say, Bismillah, Allah, Allah. That's right, just like when you shoot the arrow, or you shoot the gun. For the right, you say, Bismillah, Allah, Allah. So anyway, so Mukhtar calls the police on my sons and say that they have dope and they have guns and there's an apartment above the school. So they come down and they don't find no, he's doing all this to make me mad because, you know, just open snitching is prohibited in the colored neighborhood. So he's doing this, remember, we done got them now, we done got them all, and now they're trying to get back. So the way to get back is get me to fight on their time and on their territory. And ours is delay. We don't do nothing till we stay focused on what we doing. Anyway, then he filed one of the stay-away orders, what do they call restraining orders. For my sons, they can't go on the property. And my name is on all the property. This is ridiculous. The next thing, what was the next thing? Oh yeah, the next thing, after Juma, I'm out, you know where a circle of food, people come running down and say, man, the dogs is dead down there. Mukhtar shot the dogs, and he was hiding behind the door waiting for his sons to come in so he could shoot them. Now, he got clearance from the police now. So I go down there and I said to the police, what's going on here? They said, well, let's have it. So I said, y'all got everybody walk Khadijah and all the people, and they walking in and out of the place. So you contaminate the crime scene. Ain't nobody gonna lose that case. You know, when Mukhtar go to jail, they got him in the car, they take him down to jail, but I said, look here, I'll take charge of this now. They said, no, she is the caretaker. So I sent my son, one of the brothers down to get my briefcase. And I showed him all the papers, the deeds and everything. I said, you see that one for this property? It says send all the information to 5021 A Street. I said, you fine. I said, you want to see something? Here's the ID. See that address? So that's this property right here. Masjid al-Islam Incorporated. Yes, Masjid al-Islam Incorporated. But who is in charge of it is me. So you saw the picture I showed you with the police. They got me in the police car. They put me in back in the police car for their own property, and they let them do what they want. Okay, that's okay. Remember, I know what we're up against. I know we know where we got them, and they got to break out, and they going no holds barred. That ain't work. Next time, I'm in the Masjid. No, next time we getting ready to have Juma. I called a few homeboys just kind of around. So here they come. The police, Arab police, everybody. Police training, basically attacked the Masjid for about the third time. But they outside the Masjid like high noon. Everybody got guns. Everybody got their guns drawn. One of my little partners body slammed one of the Arab guys and his gun fell out. And the rest of the Arabs, police position. And the night before that, the Arab had come to the Masjid like, I'm going to pray. I said, you ain't praying in here. Because you the police. This is the house of God. That's their favorite. Them niggas think, this is the house of Allah. Say, you get your butt out of here. Remember I was telling you, so I moved this way on the Arab, moved that way. This is new Arab federal agents. They're perfectly police trained. I'm looking at how he moves back. He moves to the side. And when I get real close on him, like a knife and cut him off, he leans forward and reach back like that. So I said, yes, you are a low-down bitch in the police. Yes, you are. Yeah. And then I could see two inches of, right there, the holster. So these are official police. So everything they do is police training, you know what I mean? So when I back him in the corner, he leans forward. I said, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So the Juma they come, they got them. You remember some of the programs that Black Panthers would come and they had a pistol on up here? Here comes some of them niggas. Imam, Musa, you doing wrong. I said the Black Panthers, the original Black Panthers, is homeboys of mine. And even the phony Black Panthers. Who the hell are you? What are you doing around here talking about I'm doing wrong? Well, I'm strapped. I say, you a strapped bitch, nigga. I don't care what you talking about. Well, excuse my shit, but we're dealing with what we actually said. So this is not a sort of joke. Right. This is talking about the language of the time, what we say. So Diamond was there, and I tell